Greetings, Flow Jedis. Today I'll be talking about how to reduce your procrastination. Let's get started.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Flow Mashkarman, Flow Mistake. My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about the magical word procrastination, okay? I don't know how many times I've heard this as a peak performance coach, okay? Procrastination is you being unkind to your future self. Someone asked me this the other day. I thought it was an interesting question. How come we live in an instant gratification world and we get so much procrastination? Because isn't procrastination about delaying into the future instead of doing the thing now? Well, yes, it's depending on what, right? What are you procrastinating on? Are you procrastinating on your procrastination? That's a good thing. Really, I'd say it's more about the anxiety that you're feeling and the stress that you're feeling. And usually it's in the middle of the procrastination itself that it feels the most pain, okay? There's studies that show this. So here's what you can start doing, okay? The first thing that I would say is stop telling yourself, I'm a kind of a procrastinator, I just do that. I'm kind of lazy. I procrastinate, Stop labeling yourself as the kind of person who has bad memory, who can't spell, who can't concentrate, who's not intelligent enough. Stop giving yourself those labels, man. Just stop. That's what's harming you the most, is the self-labeling, the self-criticism, the self-abandonment, all of that. The self has got to be, first of all, taken care of, loved, nurtured, okay? We got to reparent ourselves because adulting is hard. So value identity over tendency. You've heard in Atomic Habits, okay? I'm not trying to read, I am a reader, which makes it much more easier, smoother process because your self-image, your identity is attached to you being a reader. Now you don't see yourself in that in-between phase. It's like when you get a haircut, right? The middle phase looks kind of weird. It's like that, right? But after it's done, you're like, wow, that was great. But it's only the thoughts beforehand that are stopping you from procrastinating. Right? So it's mainly the thought, the ability to catch that thought that comes in that goes, now I'll do it later. Catch that thought. When you can catch that thought and reframe it or challenge your own inner voice, you can have monumental impact for your procrastination. Okay? If it goes, I'll do it later, you just challenge it. Why not now? What's the problem now? Why can't we do it now? Yeah, but better one might be better because, right now I'm actually doing it. Excuse. Yeah, but if I did, rationalization. But what if justification? Okay? Catch yourself, and reframe. This is the process of CBT as well. If you're familiar with that, if you're not doing any kind of therapy or CBT or stoicism, get on that too, okay? Definitely. Also, neuro-linguistic programming can help with optimizing this and really helping with procrastination. I see procrastination as a state of mind, and I see flow state up here. So, not that I'm here to, put these in two different hierarchies or whatever, but listen, man, when you're in the momentum, when you're in the flow state, things happen naturally. You don't need to be procrastinating all the time, okay? Because you're in the moment, you're in the presence of it all. So you're just taking action, and it's ease. It's ease. You're not trying to force your way to make things happen. When you're procrastinating, you ease. You meet the urge in the middle to procrastinate. You don't run from it. You don't resist it. You just meet it in the middle. You go, what's up, stress? What would you like to do right now? I like to move my body around. When you move your body around, not only is it a release, emotions, energy in motion, okay? But it transmutes that energy into something more sustaining. People think of motivation as this thing which is inherent to people. No, motivation is something where you can actually Like, you need to stop focusing so much on motivation and focus on what's actually blocking that natural motivation to come through. Okay? It's like people think about it as this like reserve or this battery pack that you have to recharge all the time. Like, oh, I'm not motivated enough, or I'm always going to be demotivated, or they associate it with their personality. So listen, procrastination is a tendency, it's not an identity. Next thing I'd recommend is you keep a distraction list. Whenever you get distracted, just write it down. Whatever it is, man, you just write it down. You just write it down in a paper next to you as you're working, right? So you get the thought comes in. It's the mind, man. The mind, that's the nature of the mind. You got to notice that. So you just write down, I don't know, think about, chick from my class who has big titties, whatever. You're working, you think of something else. Oh, I have to have that conversation with my dad. Write that down. Working. Did I forget to walk the dog today? Dog. Just write it down. Okay, this process of when you catch it, you're becoming now aware of the things that are actually distracting you. And it's actually, guess what it is? It's the things you've procrastinated on most of the time. Did I leave the stove on? No, you get more fearful, you get more worried, right? There's the worrier, there's like a person who confabulates reality, live in delusion and dreaming all the time of like visualizing but not really getting the action steps, right? It's like the law of attraction person who's just understanding one level of the Hermetic principles, right? Law of mentalism, let me close my eyes and visualize. What about the law of correspondence? What about the internal world affects the external, right? What about the law of polarity, which is just as this is your positive, there's got to be a negative pole associated with that, and you got to do the shadow work to take care of that. What about that? Okay? Don't just look at one thing and be like, oh, this is the way, this is the path. Well, man, there's an opposite to that has equal benefit that if you keep hiding and repressing, it's going to eat you up alive. Okay? So doing deep work with your shadow is also essential. Plan the day before, easier said than done. I don't like doing that either. However, it does benefit you. If you're the type of person who's like, yeah, I don't find that when I write it down, it doesn't, just do it anyway, man. Before the exam, before the presentation, stop incubating things till the last minute. Just have a structure of a schedule, and you value your time way more. When you value your time way more, you'll notice your energy also rising, because it's not being drained by these other extraneous tasks. Okay? Right now, your energy might be being splitting in so many different ways, in different directions. You're like, I don't want to do this, I don't feel like doing this. But that's the thing, man. If your energy is stuck or stagnant, how is it possibly going to move? You're going to have to move yourself to make it move. Motivation doesn't just plop into your mind. It's like you take action and then you get motivated. It's the opposite. We think that we have to get motivated and then we'll take action. No, that's not how it works, my friends. Motivation is a byproduct, okay? It's the juice. It's like, ooh, yeah. You're better off doing it now than later. Have this mindset. Just have this mindset. That's it. Just hold that in your mind. It's better off that I do this now than in the future where I'm going to regret it. It's better that I do this now than in the future when it's going to be more difficult. There's a law of implementation velocity. The longer you avoid doing something, the more difficult it gets to implement. Remember this. It's like focusing on the gain to avoid the future pain. Ooh. Slow motion this way, slow motion that way, right? Let Ralph Smart style. What is procrastination, man? It's a state of mind, but it's also a relief. It's a relief from another state, different state, right? So it's like a difficult moment or difficult feeling internally is what we're trying to avoid. And to deal with that difficult feeling internally, like, oh man, that work is going to be way too hard. I procrastinated for later. It doesn't feel good to think about it or hold that image of me doing that right now. And so what tends to happen is we put it off into the future. Understand that you procrastinating is actually a self-care activity, right? You're actually trying to care for yourself, but it's not caring for yourself in the long run. It's just taking care of the negative feeling in the short term. For the long term, you're going to have to change your identity and your self-image that is someone that is a good performer. Do this thing called temptation bundling, okay? I highly recommend this. Make your distractions your rewards if you can. But also, I love temptation bundling. Only do the thing that you love when you do the thing that you procrastinate on usually. So let's say you procrastinate getting on the treadmill, but you love listening to audiobooks. You do them together. Let's say you hate answering work emails, but you love getting, I don't know, a haircut, pedicure, massage. I don't know if you can do it during a massage, but maybe like a foot massage or something. Yeah, you do it then. You watch your favorite show ever while doing like some cleaning or daily chores or whatever. Okay? I don't even call them chores, I call them missions. Obviously, you gotta have study breaks, so study blocks. Just after you work, just give yourself a break that is going to be revitalizing to you. All the tension in your body, get into that, okay? When you're focusing on, a yogic path, you'll notice that slowly as you start doing yoga, the tension that is residing in your body, it becomes more aware, becomes more conscious so that you can take care of it. It's not unconscious anymore, it's becoming more conscious, okay? So with conscious control is how we can actually imprint on top of the subconscious. Though it is only 10% or whatever, we can still use it. It's almost like a sniper approach, right? Who sold you the reality that I have all the time in the world and that, everything will happen at the right time? And don't make your patience into procrastination. Don't make your patience into procrastination. What's the difference? What's the difference, man? One is a mockery of your dreams and goals and aspirations, which is procrastination. It's making fun of it, dude. You're avoiding it. You're avoiding doing the things that you need to get better in life. And if you're doing something that you don't like doing or your parents are forcing you to do, that's also something to consider too, man. Right? Don't just blindly follow the system like that. Don't do that shit. You gotta follow that. I'm not saying, also follow your passion either. It's like you gotta bring your mind with your heart together. There's gotta be an alignment. All right, this is what we teach at the Flow Zone Academy. How you get more productive, get things done, you move faster, be a winner. Why is it that when you're always meditating, you've seen these pictures that all these animals and tigers and bears and snakes come around these people who are meditating? Because they're that much closer to nature. So of course animals are going to come around you. I've started transcendental meditation today, okay? And I know it's going to be an incredible journey for me. I'm a big fan of what I've heard already because one of my mentors, AZD, is also a profound follower of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who learned it from Guru Dev. This tech, this spiritual tech, you could say, like a drill that you can use to go deeper into your state of beingness, and you pull out the gold just like you stop your mental activity and you stop your physical activity as you do this meditation. That mental activity and physical activity improves as you get out of the meditation. Okay, so there's a lot of science too based on TM. So that's what I really like. I like to be a little bit nerdy, and I did a lot of research before just joining. And people say it's a lot of money, but again, I'm in India, bro. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of money in India. So you want to learn TM, you're paying $1,000 for it. Come to India, learn it, go back. Facts. This is what we're doing on this process. Every single day we are improving. Every single day. What is patience? Patience is you actually celebrating the tasks that you did, okay? Patience is actually like reminding yourself of your wins. Procrastination is avoidance. It's a pattern of, get it away from me. I'm just gonna hide it. No. You're in defense. Put your hands up. Start being in offense. Maybe you needed to hear this message today. I don't know. Maybe this video was meant for you right now. Let's get it today. Let's get your work done. Done, complete. Done and dusted. This is the mindset. The mindset will take you way further than the motivation will. The motivation just adds little bling bling, little, mana points for the actual mindset. that takes you further than anything you've ever gone. Because all is mind, remember. Let's go. Upward spiral, gang. May we never be the same again, and may we succeed in whatever we do. Let's go. May the flow be with you. Stay legendary. Hit that subscribe button if you're new.